Hi, Kelly here with a video showing how I made this card for World Card Making Day and a challenge held by Winnie and Walter on their blog to stretch our stamps. So I used the Winnie and Walter stamp set, Happiest of Holidays, Evelyn T. Designs, to stamp the background. I used 3 of the stamps from the set. First, I stamped the small circles in groups of 3 in a triangular shape, and then I stamped around them with the hearts. And again, I would repeat this until the background is filled. I used Hero Arts dye ink in black because it's waterproof, and I wanted to watercolor my card. I thought there was too much empty space on the card, so I also added more circles, stamped images in the empty spots. I use Peerless watercolors. This one is deep yellow to color the circles. Once the yellow was dry, I added pink on the hearts, and I used geranium pink. It's a pretty vibrant pink. I like to, for this card, I waited for the colors to dry in between each color so the colors wouldn't bleed together. If you paint 2 colors next to each other and they're both wet, they will bleed together. And then to paint the background, I just painted, or I added water, clear water around the images, and then dropped in turquoise paint from Daniel Smith and just spread it around with my brush. I then used dies from Waffle Flowers set Lacy Layers to die cut the watercolored piece, and then the birthday sentiment was die cut with paper tray ink die. I also die cut birthday from white cardstock and glued it together, and glued the birthday cut from the watercolored piece on top of that to create dimension. Now when I die cut the birthday watercolor piece, I wanted to save all the little pieces from in between the letters. If I planned it more carefully, I should have put them in a dish because I ended up searching for one on my floor for a while. I like using this glue bottle. It has a fine tip. It's for quilling, paper quilling, and I just filled it with white glue. It's PPA matte glue. And then I die cut a turquoise piece of cardstock, also using the Waffle Flower Lacy Layers dies to adhere to my card base. And then I ended up using a lot of adhesive on the watercolored piece because it was a bit warped and I wanted to really stick it down well. So I used my tape runner, and I also used the liquid glue just around the small areas where it's die cut. To help press it down, I have a large acrylic block I like to place on top, Sometimes I leave it on there for a while to weigh it down and let it dry. I also stamped the sentiment Happy from a Paper Tray ink stamp set on the watercolored piece with VersaFine ink and embossed it with clear embossing powder. So when I originally put the small pieces in back in between the die cut word, I was putting the glue on the back of the piece, and that was kind of messy and fiddly. In the end, I ended up putting the glue in the spaces on the card, and that seemed to work better. And I embellished it using pretty Pink Posh sparkling clear sequins and Nouveau glitter drops in White Blizzard. That's my card for today. Thanks for watching.